That's why we love him. That's why we fucking love him. Hello,
Hey,
sir.
man. Hey.
How the hell are you? We finally made it happen.
Yeah, I just want to be upfront so everybody knows. I mean, I have health problems, so
Yes. Yes.
I took more painkillers since we last talked, and I'm up and doing, and I'm still very lucid. But if you see me speaking or pausing or anything or breathing, that's normal for me. But I'm all here.
10-4, man. We're a patient bunch. That's a lie, but we will certainly be respectable. And if you need a minute, by all means, just let us know. I'm going to do. We're a little early here, and I got some fans that want to throw down a little battle. You ever do the battles on here,
Sure.
TikTok? Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
one
you'll
of
kick
those.
you'll kick my butt, but go ahead.
We are. So I'm sitting here, buddy. I'm doing my homework. It's an unbelievable thing that's happened to you here.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. It's. So I mean, we're not gonna spoil anything. We're gonna get into it proper. I got it written out here. I want to address, a bunch of stuff. I tried to do my due diligence, brother, so I know who the hell you are a little bit. But can I ask you? Maybe we can out the gate. I'll just ask you this, just to set the precedent, like, because this to me is the biggest thing I keep coming back to. How old is your son?
27.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it looks like. So like, and so when this happened, he was what, like
Well, it
a
depends
teen?
on when you're asking of which part, which happened. I mean, this has been going on for over 20 years, so
Yeah,
it's got to be a little more specific.
yeah. So okay, so I mean, yo, Chris, thank you, brother. Um, it's craziness. I mean, I've even seen the interviews. If there's anything, brother, you want me to pull up at any point to give context or anything,
Okay.
you can just stop me and we'll do that.
Yep.
If you need me to slow down and shut the fuck up, you can let me know. I talk fast sometimes, so we are all good though, guys. We need 70 points. I think we're gonna crush it. But yeah, I think we tried to hook up a month or so ago and kind of lost it. I think it got lost in the swamp. But I've seen you popping up a lot, man. Have
That's
you
good.
got any traction in mainstream media at all, or
Well,
any other
there's the
platform?
problem. Yeah, because the problem is like an Austrian newspaper did a spread on me, but the American, I interviewed with CNN for an hour.
No
And then the
shit.
problem is, and every time I get a major news media contact, I tell them, listen, I got nothing to hide. Call the FBI. Here's the agent's name. Here's the office. Call my ex-wife. Here's her address. Here's her phone number. And the problem is my ex-wife won't talk. She's like, I didn't know this was still going on. Meanwhile, she's filing crap against me
Is
in
she
court at the same time.
supportive?
She says nothing going on. And the FBI won't talk either. So like we had BBC, we had CNN. So what they do to American reporters is they tell them they're not allowed to talk to me because it would be aiding and abetting a fugitive and they should bugger off. So they do. Now, foreign media,
Yeah.
we had a problem with BBC and some producers over there because they were like, we need both sides of the story, and the FBI won't talk to us about your case, and neither your ex-wife. And I'm like, well, that's exactly what they're saying. That is what they have to say. If you contact them and they refuse to talk, it's not my fault.
No shit. Well, like, what? Okay, can I ask, like, would your wife still, your ex-wife, sorry, your ex-wife, would she still say you've kidnapped the son? Like,
Oh
would
yeah,
you?
yeah. Oh
She
yeah,
would.
she hates me. Oh yeah, she hates me.
And this all started because he had had a rough day there. You guys were obviously split up and trying to keep up. Maybe you just want to take it, if and I mean, if you want me to stop, if you want less detail, man,
No,
by
it's
all
better.
means.
It's better if you drive because if I drive, I got 5 or 6 hours of content I could talk nonstop. So you tell me where you want to
So
go,
by the
and I'll
sounds of it,
you steer.
you took your son out of kind of a bad situation from your ex, and then from there, it's kind of been a battle for custody. By the sounds of it, some pretty
Well,
nasty stuff. I mean, I think a lot of people can
actually,
relate.
I had full custody because she kidnapped him
That's right. You
in
actually had
2004.
full
Yeah, and then
custody.
I had full custody.
That's right.
And it's summer of 2006.
And
I
you have
sent him because he
documents.
already
You
lived
have
in Europe.
documents that show that, eh? I saw those,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got everything. I got thousands of pages of documents. I got you. You haven't even seen a touch of what I got.
I mean, yeah. So
So
that's
I have
it. So,
documents from
so
multiple countries. I got multiple states. So summer 2006. Let me just get this one point, then you can go.
go.
So summer 2006, I sent him for summer visitation back to her in the United States. He was already living in Europe for several years. At the end of the summer, she didn't want to send him back to Europe. So the judge said, no, the father has custody. She said, I don't care. So he said, I'm sending the police. She said, send the police. So he sent the police, took him away from her, put him on a plane back to London. And then a
Okay.
few weeks later, says I kidnapped him. But the last time he was in the United States, a judge, the very same judge, removed him from his mother by police after a temporary summer visitation and put him on a plane.
The same judge
So you tell me, was
removed
it the
your
police or the
son.
judge?
The same judge removed your son from the mother, put it in
Yep.
your custody. So what
Returned
the
him to my custody. Returned him to my
fuck?
custody.
Returned to your custody. What
Yeah,
are we
he was
even
just there for
doing?
summer.
And then, so just so people can understand, so then what happened? Then your wife went to another state and tried to get your custody overturned. Essentially, is that my understanding of it?
Yeah. And she lied about his birth state. So, for instance, my son's born in Tennessee, but to get the Pennsylvania court involved, Pennsylvania had no jurisdiction over my son. He'd never lived there. That's where she ran to. But she told the judge that my son was born in Pennsylvania, and the judge never asked for any proof or whatever. Okay. So he wrote it in a court order, and he took jurisdiction over the case because they said my son was born in Pennsylvania, but he wasn't.
That sucks. And then, so since that day, you left, and so we might as well just get right into it now, because I can, it's kind of actually, I figured this would happen, brother. I figured it was just going to be a fluid conversation, so I certainly don't want to lead or anything, but this leads well. You left America in 2021. You said over...
No. I left in 2001.
Yeah, sorry, 2001. Sorry, I misspoke. You left in 2001 over concerns you had with the direction of civil liberties in the country.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if you can elaborate on that. And you worked for Microsoft. You were a tech guy.
Yeah. So,
Snowden vibes here a little bit.
Yeah. No, you're gonna get a lot of Snowden vibes. So I left because there was now we know about NDAA and Patriot Act, and Snowden's revealed all this stuff, but I saw a lot of the stuff in the mid 90s. And so I was already like, I don't like where this is going. And to be honest, I didn't think it would get this far this fast. I mean, I knew it was headed this way, but I never thought, but then 9/11 happened. And, 9/11, they're like, well, let's do a power grab. And so that's really where everything got scary.
Yeah.
But I left before 9/11.
You did? Okay, you were gone.
Yeah.
You left.
Oh, yeah.
How old was your son at this point?
Yeah. I was living in Russia when 9/11 happened.
Right. Now, you bring up Russia. You obviously have some close ties to Russia. You're married to a Russian woman as of 2002, I believe.
Yep.
Congrats.
Yep.
Congrats. That's 20 years, brother. That's pretty good.
Yeah, our anniversary is coming up in a few days.
No shit. Well, congrats, guys. W in the chat. Marriages that last over a decade. Let's go. So I have to bring this up. You mentioned on a podcast you did recently that you also wonder if it's the fact that your wife has classified Russian documents. Your wife's parents. Yeah. The in-laws from hell. Truly, they actually.
No, they're great. I love them.
I'm just kidding with you, man. But so. Can you speak on that? Like, what the hell's that? Like, they're straight up from Russia, obviously. They live in America, or do they live in Russia?
Well, I lived in Russia.
You lived in Russia?
No, Russia, and I lived in Russia too, remember? Yeah, in 2001, when 9/11 happened, I was living in Russia. I lived in Russia in the early 2000s.
What made you, what is that? Is it because that to you seemed like a safe place to go at the time?
Oh, no, it wasn't. Okay, yeah, that would be confusing without context. No, what happened was in 2001, I moved, I just was in Europe speaking at a conference. I was just hopping around, and I had met my wife. And so she lived in Russia. We met in Europe. And so I went to visit her, and then I was already without a place to live because I was moving around, and I just never left Russia. And then we got married, and that was it.
That's it. Life moves kind of quick. And then 2 decades later here, you're still, you're being accused of kidnapping your grown-ass son. See, the thing that drives me so crazy, if I can just rant a bit, and we talk about this here, is the waste of resources on something like this. There is shit they could actually be doing. Why the fuck are we chasing, Chad around? What the fuck is the point? Seriously. So, I mean, I feel for you, brother. Now, can we see, I see her out on the patio. I was going to ask if we could see the court record of the KGB coming to check on you. Maybe you could send that to me.
I have done, they're on my playlist. Yeah, I can send it to you, but I have a whole bunch of playlists here on TikTok. And that one would surely be in the FBI playlist.
That's fucking crazy. What'd they look like? Did they have like, was it Men in Black style? I'm just curious. What was their style?
No, I usually just they're just they dress like the average Russian person to fit in. So usually blue jeans or black pants. Usually more likely black pants and blue jeans.
More
You know,
laid
black
back. Watch
shoes,
out,
just
motherfucker.
a
Your
normal
blue
shirt.
jeans. Y'all hear that?
Oh,
Watch out. They were Putin.
blue jeans are crazy in Russia. Yeah, in fact, I had a friend that went as a tourist to the Soviet Union in like 1990, and he told me, he says, if you ever go to the Soviet Union or Russia, he says take blue jeans and big pens. And he
That's
came
it.
back. This was like 1990, and he came back from the Soviet Union with a full officer's uniform because he had traded. He didn't know to take blue jeans, but he gave away all his blue jeans and big pens, and was able to smuggle out a full officer's uniform. And he used to dress up for Halloween and go to. We used to go to masquerade parties, and he had an officer's uniform back in 1990. That was pretty cool to see.
Shit. Okay. Yo, someone just asked, and I gotta ask, is it so what about statute of limitations? Are we coming up on that? Is there a
They
play there
removed the
you can
statute of
use?
limitations. No, they removed
They
it.
removed it.
Yeah.
They removed it. So what? They could just a judge can just do that on a case by case basis. Is that the way it
It
works?
depends. It depends on the statute, but for the
What?
statute, yes.
That seems like horse shit. It's kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's not surprising. They can do whatever they want. Chris coming in with the dirtiest fucking snipe I've ever seen. Oh my god. All right. Can you speak? That'll be it for the battles, brother. We'll just stick to the talking
Yeah, yeah.
now. Can now listen, a lot for everyone wondering. This is the TikTok fugitive. Do you want to give your name? You can give a little bio. We haven't even really done that. Who were you before all this shit, man? Like, tell us who you were.
I had a senior position at Microsoft. I had a territory of 85 countries covering Middle East and Africa, 12
So you
time
were like
zones. I
you
was
liked your
also a
job.
Microsoft Worldwide Regional Director at one point.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I did software development, architecture training, teaching, government liaison, public speaking, and all sorts of roles at Microsoft.
Did you ever
The
meet
bunny's
Bill
coming back.
Gates?
Well, I was supposed to one time. He came to Istanbul, but I had a really, really, really bad cold, and I was like, I'm not going to be the man that kills Bill Gates because that would not look good on my resume.
Oh, you
So,
would have done us all a favor, brother. What's the
yeah,
what?
I'm not really into celebrities anyway. So if I meet famous people, great. If not, I really don't care. I did meet Steve Ballmer once, but it was just like I was
Okay.
somewhere and he was around, and they're like he came and said hello, but he didn't really know who I
You
was or anything.
must you must have a good water cooler story about Bill Gates. Like, what's like an embarrassing story from inside the walls of Microsoft?
I don't have any
You
dirt
don't
on him.
have any,
Sorry.
bro? Come
No,
on.
I got no
Bill
dirt.
Gates
I got
story.
I got a,
You're worried.
I'll
You're
say that
like, I got the
Microsoft.
FBI. I
No.
got the FBI
Well, I
after
was
me.
so that
You don't need Bill Gates boys knocking at your door. I get it.
I will say that Microsoft was an awesome company to work for. It was my dream job, and I probably still would have been working for them if the FBI didn't destroy my career. So I saw nothing but awesomeness when I was at Microsoft.
Yo, excellent. Okay. We got a lot of people in here right now, man. This is excellent.
How many you got? Because I can't see on my side.
We got about 250 right now watching
Okay,
live.
cool.
Yep. Yep. So
And a few more dozen on my side.
beautiful. Welcome. Welcome. Guys, give my man a follow as
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
obviously.
Somebody just said you made a software where you can make your own operating system, right? Yeah, Cosmos. That's mine too. Yeah. I'm the creator of Cosmos. In one of my comments, I don't know if you can see my comments.
Okay, so should we be worried? Here's a question: the U.S. government got hacked, like fucking a bunch of departments yesterday. Of course, they won't tell us,
Yeah,
but it was through software, file-to-file transfer software. It was called
yeah,
MoveIt, I think. Is that
yep,
something we should be concerned about as the general public?
yep.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly who's been hacked yet, but as more and more details come out, yeah, especially around identity theft and especially with those sorts of things, yeah, it's something serious. I don't know how serious it is yet because I haven't had a chance to see exactly who got hacked, but I know that a bunch of health records were hacked.
Oh, they're not telling us who. I had my identity stolen from me, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
ruined the guy's life.
I haven't had my well, I've had my identity destroyed. Nobody wants to steal my identity.
That's the joke, bro.
I have the
You're fucking
ultimate
around.
identity theft protection program available, brought to you by the U.S. government. If you never want your identity to ever be stolen again, do like me, become wanted by the FBI and Interpol. No one will steal your
That's good
identity.
advice, guys. You listening? That's good. You should put that on a commercial. You kind of had like those injury lawyers vibe. That was pretty good.
Well,
Um,
I am looking for sponsors. Maybe Surfshark or one of these VPNs could, throw some coin my way.
that's actually
The,
yeah.
the the
They
preferred
sponsor
VPN of
everyone else
fugitives
on the internet.
worldwide, Surfshark VPN or Cyber.
Who's
I
my
use
boy?
CyberGhost, but I don't really care.
They sponsor everyone else. They should throw my boy VPN. I see that shit. Nord Stream. Come on. Toughen
Yeah.
it up a little. Let's go. All
Or hey,
right.
CyberGhost. I already use CyberGhost.
So, yo, Carrie, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Guys, if you have any questions you want me to ask, hit them down in the chat now, okay? Can you speak on what's going on, man? I know you got a medical condition. I'd love to know what it is, or, anything you're comfortable talking about there. Explain the
Yeah.
predicament. I'm going to just say, obviously, they got you pinned. You cannot travel
Oh,
because they will arrest
yeah.
you. And you need to get off the island because no one can perform the surgery you need.
Let me tell you one thing real quick while you're talking before it gets too dark. Just to give
Yeah,
you an idea of the size of the island. Okay. You see that right there?
yeah.
That is the West Coast. You want to see the East Coast? There's the East Coast.
Okay.
See the ocean?
Yeah, that's a
East
tough
Coast,
one.
West
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah.
And I'm not even on the skinniest part of the island.
Oh shit. Okay. So 35,000 people, I think you said, right?
Oh, well, yeah, on my island. We have two islands. Between the two, it's about 55, but on my particular island, it's
Would it be
35, yeah.
possible? Could someone fly in and do it? Is that something? Could we try and raise money? Maybe get a GoFundMe going? I'm sure you've thought of all this, but it's
Yeah,
not
no, it's
possible.
not going to work because we need several large pieces of surgical equipment. So imagine bringing like 4 MRI machines with you.
Yeah, I know
You
this
don't put
shit
them in a suitcase. They're
super
expensive,
expensive.
and you need dedicated technicians. And we don't even have an MRI machine at the hospital. We don't have a cardiac unit. There's no MRI machine. There's no USWL. Basically, people get flown out of here for even a single kidney stone, and I often pass hundreds in a month. I have some sort of kidney disease, which we don't know because we can't even do the proper diagnostics here. We suspect it might be MSK, and if you have MSK, you have to have an ESWL like every year or two. And we flew a surgeon in 2015 who did laser lithotripsy, but the laser can't get very deep into the kidneys. It can only get the stones that are towards the exit. So if you have deeper ones, you have to use the ultrasound, which we don't have here.
Yeah, that's a tough one. There's no way they can bring all that shit. That would cost
Yeah,
fucking
no.
Mar-a-Lago fucking money. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's the closest destination you could go to get treatment? There's got to
Oh,
be.
Antigua. Antigua. If
Yeah.
it was light enough, I could
People
show
are
you. I can see
asking where you
Antigua
are.
that way, 60 miles.
People are asking where you are. If you're comfortable saying, I know you are
Oh, yeah.
comfortable saying.
St. Kitts, Caribbean.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Basse-Terre.
Have you tried Castor? Okay, so what? Okay, so what needs? Okay, here we go. Let's get into it a little bit, brother. Obviously, we talk a lot of news here. We've been covering a lot of crazy shit that's been going on. Obviously, this year it's been a hell of a year. Everyone's bingo card is real filled up on random horrific shit to happen. But what needs to change, in your opinion? Like, what could we do tomorrow to help change this, to prevent this sort of thing from happening? Because obviously what you're going through is bullshit. Have you thought, can I ask also one quick thing? Have you thought about, just letting them arrest you? Would they have to treat you then?
Well, yes, I'm going to answer that. But also, people in my comments keep saying talk about NCMEC. So when we're done with this, remind me to talk about NCMEC.
Yeah, okay.
We have offered to surrender subject to 2 conditions. One is that they provide me with the medical care that I require, or they allow me to receive it on my own first. Second condition, they don't delay the trial, because the U.S. Constitution does grant people the right to a speedy trial, but the Constitution never says what speedy is. And judges have ruled in the United States that 10 years is speedy. Now, there is a federal law statute which was passed in the early 70s called the Speedy Trials Act to address this. It took them 200 years, but hey, what the heck. So the problem is it's 70 days in federal trials. However, there are exceptions and exemptions that are so large you could fly a fleet of cargo planes through it, to the point that the average federal trial, despite the statute saying 70 days, is 18 to 24 months. So the only thing they're offering me is to sit in prison without a trial. Now, if they have so much evidence against me, first of all, why have 3 extraditions failed? And second of all, isn't 17 years enough to
3
prepare for trial?
extraditions have
Why won't they go
failed.
to trial?
3. 3
Yeah,
have
3
failed.
from multiple countries.
Wow.
They've tried to, if you take the number of times they've tried to extradite
What a
Kim.com,
waste.
Snowden, and Assange together, you'll match the number that I have.
Well, okay. This is atrocious, man. This is fucking awful. Everyone, go follow my man. And I don't know, bro. I will try and talk about this. And you know what? We'll put this up on my YouTube, and we'll try and get some traffic there. I know you're out there on the circuit. Do you have any big, do you got any big tickets coming up? Like Joe Rogan reached out to you yet, or what?
I've been trying to get Joe Rogan's attention for 9 months, and the problem is with these big podcasters is none of them read their emails unless
No,
you
they don't. They
get
don't.
noticed by
They
their
wait to
producer or
see it.
something. They don't
They
cover
wait
you,
to
and
see
because my
it.
story's so whack, it takes more than a 30-second view. Anybody who looks at my page, and if they don't spend more than a few minutes, they're going to think the guy's whack. I get that, but when you look at all the evidence I have, then you realize, holy crap, it's true.
I mean,
So I'm
you
just going to
got
walk
that
inside because
all.
it's getting a bit dark. Nobody can see me here, so keep talking. I'm just going to walk inside back into the bedroom. Plus, I need some
Get
more
on
medicine.
in there. Get on in there. So they got some fresh mangoes there at least. That sounds nice. Is it good food? How's the
Oh
food?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You're stuck on an island, but there's good food. Silver
Uh-huh.
linings. We're trying to be here. You said that the FBI came to the island and caused a diplomatic incident, and I gotta ask, can you tell us what happened?
Oh heck yeah, I'll spill all the beans. Listen, I will talk just about anything.
Let's
The only thing I don't talk
go.
about are my kids or my wife too much because basics, but they don't want none a part of this because my daughter and kids
Okay.
already get asked about if their dad's wanted by the FBI in class and the kind of stuff like that. So, and I'm a tourist attraction bar, so we got to come back to Nick Mick still. And I forgot the
Yes,
question you
Nick
were
Nick
asking me.
after this. Nick Nick
Okay,
after this.
repeat the question. I got lost. I was talking about something and I
So
forgot
so
what you
you
actually
said
asked me.
that you said the
Oh, the
FBI
FBI. Yeah,
caused
yeah,
it.
yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So what happened there was when I was in prison in Bulgaria, while I was in the freaking prison, the FBI showed up here in St. Kitts. Well, they sent an RSO because the FBI doesn't want to be caught on foreign soil themselves. So they sent an RSO from the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, regional security officer, and they showed up at the door here and they said, "Hi, we're from the U.S. Embassy, and I'm here to take the child." And my wife is like, "No, you're not. You're on foreign soil.
Yeah.
You don't have any local court orders, and
Wow.
it's all crap anyways." So my wife is actually a Russian lawyer, a corporate lawyer. They're not criminal. And she told him go away, and he says, "Well, I'm going to come back with a grinder and cut the burglar bars off and take him with me." So she called the police, and the police
Wow.
came and told the member of the U.S. Embassy, "Yeah, no, this is not good."
No
So they took him
way.
down to the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General told him, "Yeah, I don't want an incident here, so let's just make this easy. Leave the country within 24 hours. Don't come back, and if you do, you'll see the inside of one of the oldest prisons in the world that's still operating."
They said that to the FBI agent.
Well, he was an RSO. He was here on behalf of the FBI.
RSO.
But
RSO.
technically, he's
Okay.
not. But he is a member of the U.S. Embassy. RSOs are they're
Fuck
members of the
it.
U.S. Embassy, and
I
he
love
came
that.
here from Barbados. They flew him here. He flew from another country to come here to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic example of excellent allocation of our resources. Chasing
Oh
some
yeah.
fucking guy around the world for kidnapping his own fucking son. Obviously, I mean, you must have saw some file. You must have something up in that brain of yours you can never speak of. I don't even want to know it, brother. But
No, the best
there's
theory
some
we have. I mean, we have
thing
several
like this
theories.
is it's
Well,
absurd.
we think the best theory is because remember, my wife's parents worked in a military factory, worked on Russian airplanes. I mean, the Soviet, the fighter planes, and they had direct knowledge. And I know how crazy this sounds, but we think that some CIA agent had a wet dream, saw me near the factory, so they knew who my wife was. They knew who my wife was because we'd been raided in 2002. They had a file on my wife. So we're thinking that the CIA officer had a wet dream that thought they could turn me on my wife's parents, and they thought if they got me into custody, they could, get me to term because I had three foreign intelligence agencies trying to recruit me. At the time, I thought it was just those countries, but they're all close U.S. allies. And so the working theory is they were trying to recruit me on behalf of the CIA to get plausible deniability for what they wanted to do. And they thought they could get something out of my wife's parents, but I was never going to turn on them. Listen, I hate all governments. It doesn't matter, American, Russian, German. Listen, I'm a
On
minarchist. Okay. I
shit.
do believe in a basic, I'm not a complete like Emma Goldman anarchist,
Right.
but I'm a minarchist type, classical libertarian, not these modern ones, but classical, minimal government. And so I have a distaste for all governments alike.
Well, brother, you're in good company here. You got about 300 people, I think, that can relate. By the way, guys, go follow the American Fugitive. Chad, it's Chad Howard, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Chad
everybody
Howard.
could boost my following because the TikToker algorithm's been really playing with me the last 2.5 months. After the last video hit 4 million.
She's a fickle lady. She is a fickle lady. The almighty algorithm. We live to serve you. God bless you. You got to talk about something you said, Nikki. You go.
Nick
Tell me.
Mick. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
have no clue what it is, so you fill me in, brother.
Oh, you know what it is. You just don't know their nickname. So the
Okay,
National
love it.
Center for Missing and Exploited Children. You know them. They're the milk carton kids.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they listed my son as missing, even though they knew where he was the whole time. Even though the FBI tried to kidnap him, they said they didn't know where he was. His mother came down here. The FBI paid for her flight paid for her hotel, paid for her cell phone, and paid for her lawyer. Oh, and by the way, her passport had been revoked because she owes me over $40,000 on child support. But the federal government gave her passport back so she could come down here and kidnap a child that she said she didn't know where he was. And
I mean,
then
Jesus.
they would not remove his poster. So even as an adult, he was still listed as missing and whereabouts unknown. He did news interviews on ABC and Fox, and he's like, I'm not missing. Take my poster down. And Nick Mick was like, no, we can't take you down without a court order. He called them, and they're like, we can't take. He's like, I'm 25 years old. And the U.S. Embassy in Barbados renewed his passport as an adult, and he had to meet with them twice. So if he's missing, how'd they renew his passport while meeting with him in person? So Nick Mick would not remove his poster, even though he's calling them and saying, I'm an adult, take it down. And the reason they didn't want to take it down is that was the evidence against me, was that poster. Okay, so what got his poster taken down was almost exactly a year ago, July 1st of last year. I made a viral TikTok which hit 1 million in like 24 or 48 hours. I tagged Nick Mick. They took his poster down off the internet and blocked me on TikTok within 24 hours.
Wow, classy. They are a classy bunch.
And they won't answer now. Now they will not answer. People call them and they ask them, why is this child's poster who is listed as missing? Why is he gone? And they won't answer.
I am baffled. I'm actually speechless. I had some ask you. I mean, literally, the story is getting so frustrating, bro, that it's got me fucking speechless. And everyone can attest that is a feat. That is hard to accomplish.
Oh, we've barely touched the strange part of the story yet.
What else are we missing, brother? Hit me with it.
Everything. That's why I said you got to steer, because if I go on, I mean, my followers can tell you. I mean, I've got so much content. I mean, I've got 3,000 videos. So
what's the most egregious thing they've done to you as far as affecting your civil liberties? Like, if you could boil it down.
Put me in 5 Bulgarian prisons in winter without heat.
And this was when you were in Belarus, you said? You've been a
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. How was that prison, bro? How was that?
Oh, it sucked. Well, it was Bulgarian winter. There was no heat. I used to work for Orkin when I was a teenager, so I'm used to roaches, but I have never seen so many roaches as I did in that prison. I'm pretty sure if they exterminate the roaches, it'll fall down. I mean, we use them for all kinds of things. Like if you kill them, they make good poker chips. The problem is sometimes they walk away, so you're looking at your stash and you're like, that looks a bit small, and you realize that some of your poker chips have just walked away. There was no toilet paper. We were locked in a room 24 hours a day. Nobody spoke English. So yeah, it was an interesting.
And they held you on the grounds of you kidnapped your son. That was the grounds they were holding you on?
5 Interpol agents showed up at my hotel with guns and said, you're coming with us. And I didn't even know I'd been charged with kidnapping because they did it. They charged me in a secret closed-door court hearing. My lawyers were not only were my lawyers not allowed to attend, my lawyers were not even told the hearing happened.
So how'd you get out?
I went through the extradition procedures, and of course, when they try and extradite, it's not a trial, and they're not allowed to look at the evidence. They have to go on the credibility of the claims. But the FBI's claims were so non-credible that they didn't even conform to the requirements of the treaty, and so I was released. But then they bribed a police officer, and they added more charges, and it got ugly, but I eventually came back home. That was the first extradition. They've tried to extradite me 3 times.
And that was home to the Caribbean, the island there.
Yeah.
Right. And you've been, man. I mean, what is the best outcome here? What needs to happen to get you the medical treatment you need, bro?
We need monstrous publicity in which will cause the FBI to dismiss the charges, and this happens on a regular basis. 8% of all U.S. federal cases are dismissed outright. And if you Google prosecutorial misconduct, you'll find that there's a lot of cases, although not as extreme as mine, but of prosecutors just, doing crap and people not being able to get any justice whatsoever, no matter how many years they fight it in court. And then they get the press on it and the prosecutors dismiss the charges really quickly. I mean, look at what the FBI did to the U.S. Women's Olympic team with Larry Nassar. They covered the abuses up for over a year, and there were underage women, young women, underage on the U.S. Women's team who continued to be sexually assaulted by Larry Nassar because the FBI didn't want to expose it. And it was an independent journalist in Indiana who exposed them, and now then the head of the FBI in Indiana took the hit. But it was a journalist who exposed them. The FBI was covering that up, and now there's been congressional testimony by the U.S. Women's Olympic team, and they're suing the FBI for $1 billion.
Yeah. Oh man, I did a whole video on the top 5 most disgusting FBI scandals. They tried to convince Martin Luther.
You have to expand it to 6.
to kill himself. They sent him a bunch of letters trying to convince him to commit suicide. They turned mentally feeble, Muslim boys in New York into terrorists. I mean, they're
Hmm.
pieces. We know their
Oh,
games.
you know what they called me in Bulgaria? The American Taliban.
Why?
Because the U.S. Embassy told the Bulgarians I was some crazy, dangerous person.
You're like the whitest guy I've ever seen, and I mean that, and like, you know what I mean? That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And my
Yeah,
name's Chad. So what do you want?
yeah, Chad. Like, come on, this guy. Anyways,
And the funny
they
thing is,
just
when
use the
I was
same
born in
dirty tricks,
'74.
and it's like,
Chad was not a common name. When I was growing up, like the license plates, when you travel had names on them, you couldn't even find Chad on a license plate. And now I've become like the Karen of the men.
was
But
the
when I was
Russian
born, it was not a common name.
was the Russian woman you married like the girl, like the wife of one of these FBI agents? Is there something you're not telling us here? Why do they got it out for you so bad?
No, the best working theory is because this is not a mistake. Because if you look at the court documents,
No,
they
it's
knew they
not.
were lying from the
Honestly.
beginning.
It better
Okay,
not
so
be. They've spent fucking tens of millions of dollars on you now. I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
the best theory is that some stupid CIA agent had a wet dream and thought that I could get information on my wife's parents. Because I lived in a city that used to be closed to foreigners. I was a foreigner living in Russia in 2001. I was in the KGB watch list. I got picked up by the KGB a couple times. So, you know,
People are asking, why don't you go to Russia?
I can't get there. That's a very valid question. Russia's offered me asylum. I do speak Russian. We have family who will take us in, but it's literally on the other side of the planet, and I need an air ambulance to go anywhere, let alone to Russia. So air ambulances are very expensive, and I couldn't even charter a private plane to Russia. Can't even go through European airspace. So for me to get to Russia, the best route would be to go to Cuba because they have resumed the commercial flights out of Cuba, but I can't even get to Cuba because the charter companies, the air ambulances don't fly to Cuba. Cuba's been sending me doctors, so I have gotten a lot better. I spent about a year I couldn't even talk. And sometimes I still get really bad, like I can't walk or I can't talk. But the Cuba has sent me doctors here to help me, but they want to bring me to Cuba, but I can't get there because the air ambulance companies don't fly to Cuba. And the charter companies won't fly a fugitive because they can have their aircraft seized if they enter American airspace or even without. And I know somebody from the island years ago they wanted, and they forced down a commercial Canadian airliner to get him off. And it was on charges lesser than mine.
What about like a little, tugboat or something that slips in at the dusk of night? It's dusk
Well,
at night
to
anyway.
Cuba by boat, it's 2 to 3 weeks to get to the eastern part of Cuba from here. I'm not going to survive unless somebody's got a big yacht. If somebody's got a big power yacht, we can make Cuba in 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
But it's have to be a pretty big power yacht, something that I can sleep on and something that I can have a doctor with me to attend to me. I can't be getting on a sailboat, and I know how to sail. We used to have a boat even, so I can't drive a sailboat's going to be too rough. It's going to have to be minimum of 40-foot yacht and with extended range, and I don't have the money for the fuel. But if somebody's got a yacht willing to go to Cuba and let's party, and the other thing is they want me in Havana, but they will take me in Santiago de Cuba, which is much closer because Havana is like 1,400 miles, and that's by air. And the other problem is that Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands are between us, so we got to go around them.
Okay. 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 So boat possible, but has to be a very large vessel. Is this because
Well,
you
not
need
very
all the
large, but it's gonna be at least a 40-footer.
like you
Which I
need
mean,
it? Is this because you need to bring equipment on? I'm assuming and stuff, medical
well, it's
stuff.
because I can't be in a boat with a small bunk. I'm gonna need a reasonable size bed, something that's not too bouncy. And if you get below a 40 foot, this is the ocean down here. This is not some pond. Okay, there's waves, and my body's not gonna survive pounding that long. But if it's a fast boat and it's a speedboat and can make it there 4 or 5 days, and we've got a doctor that'll come along with me, then he's going to be able to stabilize me. It's going to be risky, but I've already been passed out to the hospital here numerous times. So given my circumstances, if somebody's got a power yacht and can get me there in 4 or 5 days, then yeah, let's go. But I'm talking at least 40, 60 feet. But yeah, I mean, if like Paul Allen, who's one of the founders of Microsoft, his mother lives here on the island. So Paul Allen's yacht, before he died, his yacht used to show up a couple times a year. It's like 120 feet long. So yeah, if you get one of those yachts, we're golden. That'll make Cuba
How
no problem.
how good are you at disguises? Maybe we sneak you on one of these rich people's yachts. I got a buddy that we got, maybe
Well, we
like a
won't need to sneak me if we're
mustache.
going to Cuba, we won't need to sneak me.
Okay, so it's literally you could just actually just go to Cuba. You don't even have to be
Yeah.
sneaky. Okay, okay. We're not gonna ask that, guys. It's you said it's something with your kidneys, eh?
Yeah, no, we can talk about it. We don't know, but I mean, you can check my health playlist. I passed a 7 by 7 by 3 millimeter kidney stone on my own with no help. I pass hundreds of kidney stones, sometimes, and
Hundreds,
I've posted.
bro.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hundreds.
I posted photos. Yeah, I passed 100 in some days. Some days I've passed like 20 or 30 1 millimeter and 2 millimeter stones. That's why I said it might be
That's
MSK. And
you've
I've
given.
posted photos of the stones and my medical reports in my health playlist.
I felt that. I swear to God, I
Go to the
felt that.
website right now. Since you're go to the website,
Okay.
and
Okay.
on the website it says what's wrong with my dad or my dad needs medical help or something. Click on that and take a look at the photo there. And that's just one of the photos.
What's wrong with my dad? Okay. You know TikTok sucks
I'm
on the
gonna know when you see the
computer.
picture. I'll know from your face.
Is it in a playlist? Let's see.
No, but
Let's
go to
see.
my website. Go to yeah, there are playlists. If you want to go to the health playlist, you go
Oh,
to
you
health
have an
playlist.
actual website. That's right. There we go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Alex is not missing. Guys, I'll pull up the website here. We can take a gander at it.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, sure, buddy.
yeah, show them. Where am I going, brother?
Well, somewhere it says health or something like that.
This Chad still want. Oh, health. Health, you say?
Something like that. It's one of the links. Maybe on the right side there were some links.
Let's see here.
Maybe it says medical or
Who made the site for you? Was it your son? I'm guessing.
no, I tossed that together a few years ago, and now I have somebody else that helps me kind of maintain it. I mean, my background's Microsoft, so I mean, we have quite a
There
few
it
websites.
is.
It's just easy. So, oh, that's
So,
one of the ones I passed. But also, look
yeah.
at that, and that's from like a month.
What the fuck is that? Oh my
Those are kidney
God,
stones.
bro.
That's like a month. I think that one's about a month. You should see the ones on TikTok. The ones on TikTok are way bigger.
Um, yeah, there's something
Yeah, go to
wrong.
my health
There's
playlist.
something wrong. Is that on TikTok? I don't know if I
Yeah,
can even on the. Oh, okay, okay. Wait, we got
yeah.
action
I,
here.
I have two phones for this. That's why I have a second phone that I look.
That's a smart idea. That is a smart idea. I had another phone and I busted that shit. Literally
I have an
busted.
old, well, yeah, this one, it's an old
Oh,
S8 with a cracked screen, but it works. So that's like my backup.
I cannot get to your health playlist because TikTok on a computer is a nightmare. I
Oh, it
don't know if you know
sucks.
that. It
Yeah,
sucks
it
so
sucks,
bad.
man.
So we're just gonna
Yeah.
leave that, brother. But is there anything you got going on? Anything you want to direct people to? Or are you just trying to get the word out as
We
much as
need we
possible?
need publicity. I know that when this hits the news cycle, right now, see, right now they're talking, it's a, and I'm making a joke here, obviously, okay?
Yeah.
But my joke currently right now is the reason that News Nation, everybody's talking about aliens, is it's big alien trying to distract the news cycle away from the TikTok fugitive. That's what I'm sticking with.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
It's big
All right.
alien.
I
So
heard.
we need news coverage, and the problem I have with the news sites is as soon as they either don't look deep enough to know that it's real. I mean, I've had so many people, I've had followers that have followed me for like weeks, and they're like, "Wait, I just realized this is real, and you're not doing cosplay." And I'm like, "I know, I have all the documents. I mean, this is real." So getting somebody to look past the cover of the book is the stage one of the obstacle. And the second problem is getting them to want to cover a story to somebody they've never heard of before and being willing to tangle with the FBI. And most American agencies so far haven't been willing to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, like Joe Rogan, we've been trying to get Joe Rogan's attention for 9 months. Joe Rogan could save my life. Wendigoon, Concrete, they've all ignored every email we've sent them. But I was on, in the UK, I'm on big podcasts. I was on the biggest well, it hasn't been released yet, but the biggest podcast in the UK. There's James English. I was on Sean Atwood a few days ago. There's a huge podcaster in Australia releasing on me in August. An Austrian newspaper did a full double-page spread on me. So it's like the UK. I'm getting
We're
more
chipping
coverage in the
away.
UK.
We're chipping away. Well, I can tell you, brother, I'm gonna do my best to get this out there. You've had thousands of people pop in and listen to you a bit today, so that's a start. I think all my fam is gonna for sure follow you, and we'll do what we can. I may even have to, like I said, I'm also gonna upload a YouTube video,
Yeah.
um, and we're getting some traction there as well. I'll make a clip too. We'll make some clips. I'll get it out there. We will get tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people's eyes on this.
I could use it because I mean I've got 70 million TikTok views and still I mean last I looked I think 14 videos in the multi-millions and in the hundreds of thousands it's like 40 videos something like that. But it's just still it's so hard because most of my followers are no offense I do but Roblox players. I
Yeah,
mean
for
I've
sure.
attracted I have oh, I mean yeah I mean I'm famous among the teenage crowd, the teenage males, but
Is
I
it
don't seem to be
mostly? No
reaching
shit, eh? Okay, well,
beyond that.
We got mostly adults here, so we are the ones that can actually maybe help you. No offense to the Roblox players.
Yeah, no, no.
Roblox
Listen, I
people.
love them. I love all the followers, and I think they love it because they're like, this dude's because the thing is they're actually willing to look past the cover of the story. Like this dude actually is wanted by the FBI. And they're like, bro's got 7 stars, and I mean they love it. The real life Raymond Reddington. They're like watching a reality show you couldn't pay for.
Yeah, well, people
I
are
mean,
saying you
so
gotta get a movie. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say, bro. Maybe we should actually have a conversation because you might not know this about me. I'm a novelist. I've written a couple novels. One's published. Confessions of a Middle-Aged White Man. It's the top 20 on the Amazon.com right now. Go check it out, y'all. Confessions of a Middle-Aged White Man. Have you ever written anything? Have you written this stuff down? Do you ever think about writing a book? Maybe
I
that should.
need help. I've been looking for an editor
Let's
because my
talk.
health is so bad most days.
Let's
I
talk.
can't type. I
Let's
can't type
talk.
very much. I do have already about 30,000 words written up.
You have 30,000 words written, ready to go.
20 to
We gotta
30.
talk.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We gotta talk.
And
Because
that's
I
just
can
the
get to
Bulgarian
public.
story. That's not even
We
the
could,
rest.
we could publish it tomorrow.
Well, I'd like somebody to edit it first, but yeah, let's
No,
go
no, you know
through it.
what I'm saying.
Let's do it.
Well,
And
obviously, like I'm
where
not saying. I'm just saying
well let's hook up on Telegram because that's
we
easy
have
for
the
me to
X.
communicate because typing is hard. You have Telegram, yeah?
No, I don't. But I'll get it for
What's
you.
that?
I'll get it. I do not, but I'll get it for you,
Okay.
Chad.
Telegram, please. Telegram, please. And the
Yeah.
second thing is
Okay.
I need your exact city, but like which state or province are you in?
I'm in Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah.
You know, we have direct flights down here from Toronto some parts of the year. You want to come down and do an interview on my balcony and hang out?
Is the FBI gonna fucking snag me? I don't know,
No,
man.
no, they ain't gonna trouble you.
I'm
My
gonna say
family,
no.
my family
I'm
comes
gonna
down all
say
the
no
time.
right here, right now, and then yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah.
But for the record, no. But maybe in Minecraft someday. Ask them nicely to leave you alone. Yeah, Mally, I don't think that's gonna work. Does anyone have any last minute questions for our friend Chad here? By the way, guys, I hope you've all given him a follow. Chad, I hope that was a good experience for you. We try and keep it, not quite as stuffy as the traditional news here. So, I mean, I think we got a
Yeah.
couple smiles out of you there. So, as grim as shit is, and shit can get pretty grim, brother. I've had some times in my life, nothing comparable to your fucking shit show of a story, though, my man. So, you guess you got to try and find some humor in things. I'm sure that's probably one thing that keeps you going. So, hopefully we helped you find a little bit of that today. Any more questions, guys? Anything else you want to say, big man?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's so much we could cover. It just really depends how much
Well,
time
we
you
could do
have. So, I
Fugitive
mean,
Friday.
if you got to get
Let's
going,
do Fugitive, Drew, bro. We will do Fugitive Friday. We'll do this again
Uh-huh.
next Friday, same time.
that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. That's perfect. Fugitive Friday, and we can make it a thing. And if we get this going, we could probably bring a lot of people in. That'd be awesome.
We will do this. We will talk throughout the week, and
We can talk about the KGB stories next
we
week.
can start. We could do it like a novel, bro. Just we got to lay out the chapters here, for real.
Yeah.
Just go chapter per week. We'll dig into it. But I got one last question for you. It's the most important question of the night, actually.
Yeah.
Which team are you on, Kim or Kourtney Kardashian? They're feuding.
I barely even know who they are. I mean, I know who they are, but I couldn't. If you put them up on a photo, I wouldn't know which one's which. I mean, I know who they are, but
I think they're geologists. All right.
yeah, they seem to be mining petrified bullcrap.
We will be putting this up on YouTube. I'll be clipping it, putting it up everywhere. Everyone who came, thanks for popping in. Thank you for all the follows. Give my man a follow. The TikTok Fugitive. Take care, man. We'll be in touch. Fugitive Fridays, guys. It's locked in. You heard it. And
Awesome.
let me know if there's anything at any point, brother, you need help getting attention to. All right.
Cool. I'll message you my Telegram contact.
Please do. All right.
Cool. Bye.
Take care. Okay.